All right, well, we are going to get started here. And if you have questions, be sure to ask them. I've got to, it's about my dinner break time, but I've got a lot to do here, so I'm going to be busy here for the next little bit. So if you have any questions, be sure to ask them. I will be doing some Facebook Live updates over on the News Channel 6 page this evening, too. We got a big storm impacting the area tomorrow, folks. You know, what we've seen so far this week, Monday and Tuesday, have just been little small teasers. Tomorrow is the main event. Earlier in the week, on Sunday, when we were looking at the data, we were thinking that if temperatures could stay cold enough on Wednesday, that would be the bigger day. The bigger event would come on Wednesday. And as we suspected, the computer models were warming us up too fast, and it now appears as though there's going to be a significant ice storm, a crippling ice storm across parts of Texas as we head into Wednesday night, and early on Thursday. And I'm not even convinced 100% that everything's going to end early Thursday too. So let's get right to it and kind of talk about what's going on here at the moment. And talk about some of the weather information that we have. And I appreciate you tuning in here with me here this evening. I will do another update tonight, probably around 9 o'clock, to discuss the evening weather data with you. So let's talk about what's going on. Again, there is our system. You got this area of low pressure, which has been west of us throughout the week, throwing waves of moisture across the Lone Star State. It's kind of actually down into Mexico, but it's moving kind of off to the north into the northeast. And tomorrow, this is going to cross kind of over into this area through Thursday. This is going to generate an area of precipitation. We're already seeing some mostly light precipitation kind of in this area, but I do expect this spot, southwest Texas, to show a bit of an increase in moisture later on tonight. And as the storm system itself begins to kick out, I look for a large area of precipitation to develop across this area tomorrow. Most of that is going to be in the form of freezing rain and some sleet. Now, the question up our way will be, how much sleet do we see versus freezing rain? Sleet's is the best case scenario. Sleet just impacts travel. It accumulates on the roads. It does not stick to it does not stick to power lines. It does not cause power outages. Sleet's the best case scenario. But I don't know that necessarily that's going to be the case. If you check it out, here is this is the HRRR computer model that I like to show you. Look at that precipitation. That's the main storm system kicking out. Look at all that pink showing up. Lubbock down to just about El Paso. Look at how much real estate that covers. That covers the area from near Ardmore, Oklahoma, Dallas, I-35, not far from Austin, near San Antonio. Look at all this. Hill Country, San Angelo, Lubbock, Midland, Odessa, Wichita Falls, Abilene being blanketed by this freezing rain event. Now, I do think that, at least initially in the morning, some of this up this way could be sleet, or freezing rain or sleet mixture. But as we get into the afternoon and tomorrow evening, it looks like temperatures warm up some. When you get freezing rain, especially if you can get pockets of heavier freezing rain, it helps bring warmer air down to the Earth's surface. I know when we're talking about a lot of this, it gets confusing. But sleet, think of it like a donut, okay? And I'll do a demonstration on it. I'll put something up a little bit later on so you can see what I'm talking about. Sleet's a sprinkled donut, a donut with sprinkles on top of it. Freezing rain is a glazed donut. It has a glaze on it. That's the food analogy I like to use. Freezing rain falls out of the cloud. Well, every bit of moisture usually starts off as an ice crystal, but as it falls, it melts. So it falls through the atmosphere and it hits a layer of warm air. Above the Earth's surface, about 5,000 feet, the temperatures are about 50 degrees right now. Compare that to 29 outside here in the falls at this time. So as you can see, when that ice crystal falls into that 50-degree air, it melts. Now, if it can fall into an area where the air is still super cold, like it has been, like we're saying low 20s, then it has time to refreeze on the way down to the Earth's surface. So it falls to the Earth's surface as a sleet pellet, as a piece of ice, a little grain of ice. But if it falls through that warm layer and it doesn't have a really super cold layer to go through, it's going to hit the Earth's surface as a raindrop. That's what freezing rain is. Raindrop, it falls, it's liquid, it sits there and freezes on contact with the Earth's surface. So you got to think that's falling and it's hitting those tree branches and it's sticking to them and it's glazing them over, and over a period of time it starts to do this. The weight starts to weighing on these trees, especially pine trees, weaker trees. Thankfully we don't have a lot of that around here. And then power lines start to also begin to folding some. So this is into early Thursday, and even this would be the back edge of the storm here. Some of our computer models are trying to, and the HER model especially, is trying to develop another area of wintry precipitation on Thursday on the backside. This would probably be snow. Now, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon yet, but it is possible. Now, what about accumulations? If you look at ice accumulation throughout Texas from let's say down close to the Big Bend through San Angelo, Abilene, up towards the west side of the Metroplex, out towards Weatherford, Mineral Wells, Jacksboro, Graham, up to Bowie, St. Joe, Nocona. Those areas where you see almost some little purple there, that is what the model is estimating to be anyway. Somewhere near around 3/4 to 1 inch of ice accumulation, freezing rain. Now, one thing about computer models, they usually overestimate this kind of stuff. So, this is my forecast here, Wednesday and early Thursday. It just depends again upon how much sleet we see versus freezing rain. More sleet, better case scenario, and the ice, the accumulating glaze, the glazed donut effect, goes down. We don't have to worry as much about those trees and power lines and whatnot breaking. You don't have to worry as much about power outages. But if it's mostly freezing rain, then we have an issue. So I'm going to go with light ice. This means freezing rain accumulations, Quanah, north of Lawton, Childress. Then you jump down into northwest Texas, Vernon, Lawton. I'm going to go maybe up to 2/10 of an inch, maybe, of ice accumulation. That's freezing rain accumulation. If you jump south of the Red River from Seymour, Throckmorton, Archer City, Wichita Falls, and up to about Henrietta, maybe even Waurika, about 2/10 to maybe as much as a 1/2 inch of ice. That is significant. Now, I know it may not seem like a lot, but a 1/2 inch of ice will do a lot of damage to trees and power lines. That would create significant power outages. And that purple area you see, Graham, Jacksboro, Bowie, Bellevue, Blue Grove, down towards over towards Nocona, St. Joe, Bowie, Decatur, Bridgeport, Denton, and just northwest of the Metroplex there. That could be ice accumulations between a 1/2 and 1 inch. That would be devastating. I mean, you're talking about wiping out a lot of the trees down there. You're talking about breaking off a lot of power lines. You're talking about power poles snapping at that point in time. That is a serious situation. That can be life or death. You know, the 1/4 inch, we can deal with that. That'll create power outages. But you start getting on up above an inch, that's serious stuff, folks. So let's hope that that does not happen. If we see sleet, it'll bring these numbers down. So that's what I'm hoping for. And this is the European computer model showing accumulations of ice. It actually kind of makes sense to me, freezing rain that is. It shows about a 1/4 inch or a little bit better in the falls, Seymour. It does have that 1/2 to 1 inch ice span from Graham into Bowie, maybe even more in some of those places down there. So we'll see how it all plays out. Wind won't be a problem, Doug, and you're exactly right. Wind does create issues when it comes to power outages and ice storms, because you've already got the weight of the ice on the trees and the power lines as it is. And if you get wind, it just blows it back and forth and it causes it to break. So that might be the saving grace. That might help us out some. At least that's what I'm hoping for anyway. All right, well, let's take time now to answer some of your questions, and then I've got to get ready I'm ready to go home and get myself a bite to eat. To be honest about it, to get myself some food, and I don't know what I'm going to eat tonight. I made my wife's been sick, and I made her homemade biscuits from scratch this morning. I've gotten good at making biscuits lately. My mom always made good ones, but I've gotten good at making them too. I watched an old lady on TikTok make it. I said, I'm gonna try that, and I think I perfected it. It's pretty good. I made her. Biscuits, bacon, and eggs this morning. She's been sick, served her breakfast in bed. All right, so my follower goal there, we've been tracking that. That's not accurate. We're way above that now. It's supposed to be it's probably more than that now. So, all right, so we got a couple questions here. I, for one, welcome our ice overlords. I don't. I hate this kind of weather. Dana Long, when should this start if you estimate it? Should be, I think we could see, again, some light stuff around in the morning, maybe some sleet, freezing rain, but I think the bulk of it tomorrow afternoon and especially tomorrow night, early on Thursday. That's the way it looks to me right now. Glad you saw it, Pam. And I did put a little post on Facebook there on my reel. I've been trying to do more of those reels lately. Remember, we are doing another Facebook Live tonight around 9 o'clock. I may do it on the News Channel 6 side and just kind of simulcast it to my page as well. It won't be as fancy as this, but, it'll still look kind of cool. McGargle, about a quarter inch of ice is certainly possible. Freezing rain. There could be some power outages in McGargle. Basically, anywhere in the area could see that, but the better chance is in North Texas. In fact, most of Texas is being impacted by this in some way. Yep, Donna, I hate it too. Janet wants to know about Thursday. It's hard to say right now. There might be some moisture on the backside of the system coming through. But as of right now, I'm going with ice ending on Thursday morning, but we'll have to see what happens with the storm center itself. The upper air system moving through has a pocket of cold air with it, and sometimes those can produce snow, so that might help. I mean, that would be a different scenario because your cold air wouldn't just be at the Earth's surface. Then it becomes thicker, and the raindrops can fall, or the ice crystal can fall through the atmosphere as snow and make it all the way to the Earth's surface. So. Yeah, I'm ready for springtime too, Ethan. Ready for springtime. Yeah, Vernon, you're going to get some. I got you into I got you about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of freezing rain and sleet over there. So you get some tomorrow. But again, a lot of it will be tomorrow afternoon. As far as school closures go, I think a lot of Wichita Falls and North Texas schools are closed tomorrow. Probably going to be closed Thursday as well. And if we do wind up losing power, then we could also see that on Friday too. Yeah, I think all of us prefer snow over ice. Snow is pretty to look at. It can create problems on the roads, but it usually doesn't create power outages. I think she's feeling a little bit better. I think that food this morning helped her feel better, Tiffany. Thank you, though, for that. Vernon, you're getting freezing rain and sleet tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Yes, Electra will be impacted. What's up, Sheila? She said, hey, KJ. I'm hoping that this is it, Ryan. Usually if you can somehow or another, use up that cold air that's up there in the Arctic regions in Siberia and go ahead and get it out of the way. A lot of times it doesn't. It might recharge, and you may see some impacts from it later on. But we're starting to get to February now. So by the way, my wife's birthday is tomorrow. I won't tell you how old she is though. She'd probably get mad at me if I did that. But yeah, I wouldn't. I would think that that this would probably be it. Probably. But you can never rule it out. Remember a couple years ago, February was awful. But I think that this is our cold blast for February. We'll probably still see some more chilly weather. We can see chilly weather into March, and we might even see another winter weather event. But this is probably going to be our best chance for the rest of at least this season of it. So. And again, I was just talking about February. I don't. We'll probably see some more chilly weather, but this might be as cold as it gets. Hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed for that. So yeah, we could be a little concerned about Thursday. I'm more concerned about tomorrow than Thursday. We'll see what happens on Thursday. Right now, the bigger events tomorrow night, and then Thursday, everything should be wrapping up, unless we get some snow. We'll see. Well, happy birthday, Donna. Happy birthday. Thank you, Mary, for wishing Kelly a happy birthday. I appreciate that, and she'll appreciate that too. Hey, what about that story about the dog at Grayline? How about that? How awesome is that? And the Grayline has raised for pets over $300 from your donation. So thank you so much for that. That baby's getting the love and care it needs now. It looks he looks so happy. You could just tell he's so happy that he's out of the cold weather and has found a new home. And I don't this being fostered for right now, but shame on you for dropping that poor dog out like that. Shame on you. And I hope you do see my post. If you did indeed do that, we have pictures of you doing it. We just don't know the license plate or exactly the make and model of the car. So, yeah, Keith Lamb, Sheila is a good Dr. Lamb over there at in Midwestern is one of my best friends, and he's now interim president, which I hope they make him full president. Nobody better than Keith for that job. But yeah, he and Matt Park have been in communication with me, so I told him at least through Thursday. So, all right, everybody. This is going to be it for me for now. I'll do another update around 9 o'clock tonight to let you know what the evening weather data will be coming out here. Oh, it'll start trickling out within the next hour or so, and I'll have a chance to look at it and give you an update. Hopefully, I'm able to give you good news. Hopefully, I'm able to say, hey, looks like this thing's going to, late evening data's kind of falling apart. Looks like it's not going to be that bad. Let's hope that happens. Probably won't, but I hope that it does indeed happen. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to let you go here, and we will have another update sometime around 9 o'clock tonight. So we'll see you then on Facebook and on YouTube. Remember the First Alert Weather app, download it. Good source to have. We update that too. We'll have that updated throughout the day tomorrow. I'll be with you tonight at 10 o'clock. Garrett's with you in the morning. I'm not sure what we're doing about the noon show yet tomorrow. It just depends on how everything comes together. But I'll certainly be here tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. I'll be with you in the peak of the storm, even if that lasts into Thursday morning. If I have to spend the night at the station, I just have to spend the night at the station. So hopefully we're not all without power tomorrow. All right, guys. You guys